Welcome to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, the wildest mixed tag team in podcasting where the kayfabe drops and the chaos takes over. Let's ring the damn bell.
Headlocks tight, heels on the prowl, dropping elbows, hearing growl, feel the foul. No script here, just real, no bluff. Kayfabe crack, now the dirt gets rough. Headlocks, heels, havoc in the zone. Step in the ring, chaos at your home. No filters, no mask, just raw bare tone. Wrestling unscripted, we on the throne. Title belts, mic checks, crowd going crazy. Drop truth bombs, leaving lines feeling hazy. Beyond the kayfabe, past the charade, where legends are born and stories get made. Headlocks poppin', who's hitting the mat? Welcome to the Havoc where the real talk's at. Tune in, step through, leave the fake at the door. Headlocks, heels, havoc, now hear the roar.
Welcome to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc. I am one half of the greatest mixed tag team in podcasting, the legend J-Mac. With me, as always, is everybody's favorite uncle and the man that's always ready for a hot tag, Uncle Slam.
What's up, everybody?
And as everybody can see, we got a special guest with us tonight for the recap episode. Everybody, give it up for Professor Bear.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It is an amazing thing how one bad thing can turn into three good things. So I definitely appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always glad to have you, man. We had a great time last episode we did. Yes, and coming on your episode as well, man. We've had a lot of ideas going too. We got some ideas for some future shows of ours and everything. Me and Uncle Slam, we got to get together here soon and kind of work out the kinks of it and everything. But we think we got a pretty good idea on our hands for a kind of a series of shows and everything. So
yeah,
we got some things on the horizon. Yes. Cool. Yes. Plus, as usual, we're always, down to collab with anybody on anything. So, like I said, tell you all the time, if you ever need us for anything, let us know. If we can be there, we'll be there.
Just allow me to be on your show after just some unprofessional stuff. I'm not going to get into it, but these are the type of things that really keeps me excited about wrestling and know there are great people out there. And it's just, I think I'm thinking of an ideal that I may go with. I don't know right now, though.
Hey, it's always good to keep the hamster wheel turning. Yeah. You never know what's going to happen whenever you do.
Oh yeah.
Well, now that everything's starting to thaw out around here, Lord God, I'm so sick of looking at ice and snow. It ain't even funny. And I'm somebody, I don't mind it, but Lord, I'm tired of looking at it.
Yeah, like you should have been out there camping, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, hey, I would if I'd have had somebody, a real close friend and everything that wanted to go with me, and everything gets boring out there by yourself. But
yeah, man, you need to find one of them close friends to do that with you. You really do.
To give you a little background here, Professor Bear, me and Uncle Slam, we worked together several years ago at a dry cleaning place, and we were just, randomly talking. And, when I was a kid, I grew up and everything. We went camping whenever it snowed.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So, I mean,
I'm not talking about...
Now, I'm not talking about no big, huge, 3-foot snow, but a good, snow on the ground and everything. We'd go camping and everything. Well, I told Uncle Slam one time, I said, man, you go camping with me one time whenever it snows. He turns around and looks at me one day, and he just looked at me. He said, legend? I said, yeah. He said, I'm black. I said, yeah. He said, we're a tropical people. We like the heat. I started dying laughing. I said, well, I guess I ain't going to ask him no more to go camping in the winter time.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap right there. Yeah.
So it's been a
Oh, my
running
goodness.
joke for years. Now, just to get into it, I guess to start off with a little lighthearted news story here. I seen this week that it was the one man gang, aka Akeem the African Dream's birthday. I know, ain't that terrible, man? The whole African Dream thing. It was funny because I seen a clip the other day of him and Dusty Rhodes facing each other.
I love that clip. Look like the legend has froze.
I know that's what I was getting ready to say. Like, I didn't know if he was just waiting to say something or like if he just kind of froze on us. Yeah. Well,
It happens to the best of us.
yeah. Sometimes he has some technical difficulty. I think it might be his Wi-Fi or something like that.
All right.
Give him just a second. He might have to back out and then come back in.
Right.
Let's see. Well, maybe not. Okay, there he goes.
Right.
Yeah. He might have too many people on his Wi-Fi. He might have to be like, hey, look, everybody's got to kind of get off right now for a little bit. Too many devices.
Oh, yeah. At one point, what I did, I had 2 different internets so I could make sure I wouldn't have problems. If I did, I could have switched to the other one.
See, that's a good idea. We might have to talk the legend into it or whatever. Might have to have a dedicated line or Wi-Fi.
Right. It's an amazing thing, the stuff you come up with when you have these type issues. You got to be quick on your feet.
Mm-hmm. We got to learn to adapt or pivot or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Well, hell, hopefully he joins us back soon because he's the one leading the segment. So it's like, damn. Let's see. Maybe he's trying right now. I was gonna message him and be like, "Hey, you coming back?" Let's see what he says. Oh, there he is. Well, I don't think he's. I don't think he's in the studio yet. Come on now.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you. You're back.
Okay. I don't know what happened. I didn't lose internet or anything that time.
You just froze.
Yeah, it said the page couldn't be reached and everything. I don't know what happened. Getting back to what I was saying though, Akeem the African Dream, aka the one man gang. No, I was watching that clip the other day, and Professor Very was talking about it too, where Dusty Rhodes is of course doing the bionic elbows on him and everything, and he does one. And for people that don't know it, Akeem the African Dream, the whole character was made to make fun of Dusty Rhodes. So like him dancing around and doing the whole this and all that stuff, that was making fun of Dusty.
Yeah, Vince, I don't think he really liked Dusty that much or whatever.
I don't think it said he didn't like him. I just think he looked at him as the main good guy competition. So it was like, I can't have him being as big as Hogan.
Right.
You know, I think that's what it was.
And
I don't think that would be a problem though. Go ahead.
I'll tell you a funny fact that a lot of people do not know that Dusty Rhodes was the guy who Vince wanted in Hogan's spot.
Yeah.
He really wanted Dusty to have that spot, but at the time Dusty was happy in the NWA, so he went with Hogan.
Mm-hmm. And I think plus too, Vince was always a body guy too, so that kind of played
Yeah,
into it too.
yeah. Well, Dusty was more the common man, and Hogan
Mhm.
was the larger than life type of figure.
Yep,
Right.
superhero
Yeah,
versus the common man guy. But no, just a little shout out to One Man Gang there. It was his birthday. I believe it was his 66th birthday. So happy
happy
birthday to
birthday.
him.
Where
Let's
a lot of people dislike that gimmick, it was one of my favorites. I love him
It
doing
was
that.
so goofy that
Yes.
it was great. You know what I mean? It was just like this is so over the top that it's just great, you know. I mean, what else do you say? So this one, there's a little announcement from AMW, which is Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. For immediate release, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling enters into a working relationship with Crash Lucha Libre. Hazard, Kentucky, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling is proud to announce that it has entered into a new working relationship with Crash Lucha Libre, a Tijuana, Mexico based professional wrestling promotion, internationally recognized for its high energy events and its dedication to the legendary lucha libre style of wrestling. I won't bore you all with reading the rest of that and everything, but I think that's absolutely awesome that Appalachian Mountain Wrestling and lucha libre are well, this company, I don't want to get their name wrong and everything because it's the first time I'm reading it, but I think it's absolutely great that they're starting to collaborate. Companies that are independents are starting to get recognized in outside of not only their state or their territory, no pun intended,
Yeah,
but internationally now.
yeah,
There are independent organizations, and people forget Ring of Honor was an independent organization. There's a lot of these big organizations now that are big names that started out as independents. So, I mean, I think it's awesome. Take it away. What do y'all got to say about it?
I'm excited about it. Like I said, I mean, that's kind of, Tijuana. I mean, you were talking about a whole nother country and, a small organization like Appalachian to, be able to partner with somebody like that shows that, people are actually paying attention to them, that they're getting some, attention or notice from, not just this area, but outside this area, So they're, like give them a little props, like I said, I'm proud of them.
With the Crash, I knew of them. I've seen them collaborate with promotions before. Matter of fact, they had teamed up with MLW, and I believe they actually even did had a short run with Ring of Honor. But I find that just amazing. Like you said, anytime small promotions work together, it's for the betterment of wrestling. And
Mm-hmm.
especially since I'm doing a promotion appreciation month now, it's amazing to see what other countries do with wrestling, and it can be so different but the same at the same time.
Mhm.
It's just an amazing thing.
Well, it's just the like just the Japanese, the reverence they have for it. They don't cheer, and if they do cheer, there's a reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's their cheering is done at the end of the match when they stand up and clap for the winner, and so on and so forth. It's just like you said, it's handled a little different, but it's in essence the same exact thing. It's just how it's perceived. And like, in Mexico, that's wrestling in Mexico's like the equivalent of baseball here. It's just revered.
Mm-hmm.
It's their national pastime. It's that and soccer, as far as I know. That it's just huge down there. So I think it's awesome that they're getting their opportunity to shine in different areas as well.
And on top of that, too, get guys who wouldn't have the chance to go over there. I'm just guessing that they're going to exchange talent. So maybe guys and girls who never been outside the U.S., they getting a chance to, and that always is a good thing to broaden your horizons and learn different styles of wrestling. So
Yes.
you can become fluid anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Even if you don't use it. Even
Exactly.
if you don't use that style, you can understand your opponent who does better.
Yeah.
And that may just make you a better opponent for that opponent too. You never know what learning is. My uncle's always, I have people tell me that I've got, a head full of the most useless, trivial knowledge that anybody could ever have. And I do. I know stupid facts that just don't make any sense why anybody would know that stuff. But at the same time, I was always taught I had two uncles. One was a teacher, and they just always taught us that no matter what happens, don't ever stop learning. Don't
Yeah.
ever stop intaking knowledge, because you never know when you're going to need that knowledge, or when that knowledge will rear its ugly head and you'll be the one person standing in a room of 20 people that knows what somebody's talking about. And the same thing applies here.
Yeah.
You know, it's with anything. Don't stop learning. So yeah, great opportunity for them all, and I wish them all well. Let's see here. I check this out. I thought this was kind of cool. I did not know. I knew about the two, but I did not know about the third iteration. So I just learned that there were three iterations of the Rockers. There was the originals with Marty and Sean.
Mm.
Then there was the new Rockers with Leaf Cassidy and Marty Jannetty, which Leaf Cassidy turned out to be Al Snow. And now, right, Leaf Cassidy, it's terrible. And now there's OVW's version in 2022 called the Newest Rockers, which was Al Snow and Cal Hero. I've never heard of him, but of course I've heard about Snow. I just thought it was cool. Like, I never knew there were like that many iterations of the Rockers. I knew, of course, about the first two, but it's stupid fact. Again, trivial knowledge that you just run across, just something stupid. But I mean, how many teams can you name that they've tried to do that with? The
right off the
new
top of my
this.
right off the top of my head is the Midnight Express.
Yeah, that's the first thing that was
Yes.
coming to my head too. Yep.
Bob
You had,
Holly, and who else? Bart Gunn.
yep, you
Yep.
had that. You have the original that was Dennis Condrey.
Yep.
It was a three-man group, and for the life of me, I can't think of Dennis Condrey, Loverboy Dennis, Randy Rose,
Randy Rose.
and the third man. I can't think of his name, but and a lot of people didn't know this, but he was not only third member, but he was black.
Yep.
I can't think of his name. But then I knew of that group, knew of Bobby and Dennis, Bobby and Stan. Then when they did the three-man group of Dennis, Bobby, and Stan.
Yep. And then the original versus the Midnight, when they had it was they that was the only one that I can think that had so many iterations that actually succeeded. Because I mean, you started throwing in, like, when Axe left Demolition, it fell apart. I mean, it's nothing against Crush. Crush became a great professional. He was very loved by a lot of people in the locker room. Brian Adams, apparently was great worker, great guy, all that stuff and everything. But that, I don't know, that whole thing just didn't fit right with him being
Same,
in Demolition.
same thing
So
with the Road
yeah,
Warriors or whatever.
Oh
When,
yeah, with draws.
yeah, like
That-
just no.
well, I was going to tell you this, and you talk about useless trivia. There were three more members of Demolition.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
the originals.
the
Yes.
originals, and then when oh god, when Axe left WWE, he kept the name, and he teamed up with three other guys. Again, I can't remember their names. It was short lived, but um, the two other replacements had a few just to fight. It again, useless trivia,
Right.
and I think this is a great segue for this too. We have a game show called WrestleBrania, and our host Mike V comes up with some of the most funny, ridiculous things of a trivia. And one thing I was going to do and still plan on doing is starting to come out to different podcasters to invite them on to see how much useless trivia do they know versus us.
Hey,
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
sounds
down. I'm down to make a complete fool out of myself. I don't care. I do not care. If it gets
good.
ratings, let's do it.
The,
This is your
the,
calling. This is what you were made for,
That's right.
legend.
That's right.
and the funniest part about it, the last one we did, I embarrassed the guy so much he quit WSN legitimately.
Oh
Wow.
God.
Wow. That's
But hey,
crazy.
I warned him. I warned him that I was going to beat him. I was like, you have great knowledge. I admit he does, has great, but he cannot match up against the professor.
Uh, there's a reason you got that name.
And it all started with him with my co-host calling him Dean. I'm like, you're not. I said you're not bigger than me, and that's where it
Oh,
started from.
professor and then the dean. Oh, okay.
That's where it started from, and
Yeah.
the game broke down to okay, if he lost, he couldn't use the Dean name anymore. If I lost, I had to apologize and anoint him the Dean, and took him out.
See, I'd have personally had to start saying, "All right, Dean Douglas, calm down."
But much love to him, Joe Monroe. I
Right.
love you. You're still my boy. But I told you I was gonna kick your ass.
All right. Now check this out. I wanted to get y'all's opinion on this. So it's got the top factions in WCW history. So it's got the NWO at 1, the Four Horsemen at 2, the Dangerous Alliance at 3, Ravens Flock at 4, the Wolf Pack at 5, Filthy Animals at 6, the Dungeon of Doom at 7, the Jersey Triad at 8, the Blue Bloods at 9, and the Revolution at 10. What do y'all think about this?
I think the top three are fine, to be honest. Bottom, I mean, past that, I mean, there might be a couple that I might move around, like maybe move the Wolf Pack up a little bit more, but I think it's fine. Like, no, I don't know. Dungeon of Doom might move them up a little bit higher or whatever. But I don't even know who the Jersey Triad is, to be honest. So that kind
That
of
was the team of Bam Bam, DDP, and Canyon.
Canyon.
okay, okay.
Right there at the end.
Um,
So
for me, I saw this list too, and I thought, yeah, no, no. Again, as much as the New World Order did, and don't take anything away from them. There's no way to me that they can pass the Horsemen because they were the original, and no matter what, there's something about that original, and that's just the way I think. But and I wouldn't have the Revolutions last, and I would put the Blue Bloods last. But I don't have a problem with the everybody in it. It's just the order.
My biggest thing with this list is, again, to play off what you said, Professor Bear, and to a little bit off of what you said too, Uncle Slam, is the Horsemen. They're the originals. I think they got to, as far as WCW factions, they got to be the number one. They ran roughshod over everybody when it was just four of them, and held all the titles at at the same time. So I mean, that to me that puts them at number one. But and I'll cover this more in the next episode when we have Grappling Inc. on. We're going to talk about the NWO, but the NWO, for all the good that they were, to me they are the greatest faction and the worst faction all
I
in
can
one.
see why you would say that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like, to me, I don't know that I would necessarily have them one. They would be up here in the top three. And the or I don't know if the affinity is the right word, but my love I have for the Dangerous Alliance group and everything, I think they're one of the most underrated groups ever. I don't think they get nearly enough recognition that they should. But as as far as the other ones, I don't, to me, the Wolfpack is the NWO, so that's just a useless, pick on there. Because if you're going to do that, where's NWO Hollywood? Because that was
Right.
another
Then
faction too.
Elite, and then all the
Right.
other.
So it's like, just combine those, and the rest of them, they didn't really make, other than the Dungeon of Doom and the storylines they were in, because they were in it with Hogan. What did any of them other factions ever really do? That's my big take on it. Other than that, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, I got another top 10 list here I seen, and this one kind of surprises me to an extent. This is the top 10 technical wrestlers of all time in the WWE. You got Kurt Angle at one, Brian Danielson at two, Bret Hart at three, William Regal at four, Chris Benoit at five, Dean Malenko at six, AJ Styles at seven, Zack Sabre Jr. at eight, and Christian at nine. And I can't see that 10th one.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering what the 10th was.
Yeah, let me back it out here and see if I can see who that is. Take that banner off for just a second.
Owen.
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. Okay. Okay.
He's like, I'm cool with it, man. No Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels, and I got two hearts on this list. I'm good with it.
I'm happy. I can't complain.
It actually really does surprise me that Shawn Michaels isn't on this list, but
God.
well, no, but for the same, I can see why they left him off. But for the same reasons they left him off is the same reasons I would leave AJ Styles off of this list, because I don't consider him a technical wrestler. I also don't consider Christian a technical wrestler.
Yeah, see, I didn't. I really didn't get that one. I thought that was kind of a reach right there.
So I mean, as far as those two, I would say that Shawn is more of a technical wrestler than Christian is. So I mean, if you're going to put AJ on there, but I don't consider AJ a technical wrestler either. He's kind of like a high flyer. He can do a little bit of everything, kind of
Right.
like Shawn. He can do a little bit of everything too. But I mean, the rest of the list, I don't really have an issue with.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Danielson being up so high.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, Kirk's fine, Brett, Regal. I figured, honestly, I'm kind of shocked they put like Benoit on there, just because all the stigma that comes to, a lot of times they try to leave him off lists because of what happened. So I'm kind of glad they actually put him on there. Dean Malenko, I ain't got no problem with that. AJ Styles, I'm kind of like you on that. I feel like he's more of like maybe a high flyer, but I'm not upset about him being on the list. Christian, I don't know what they were thinking on that one. And Owen is fine. I would put him higher up too, honestly.
I would too. I would put Owen, and I hate to say it, I put Owen above AJ.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Zack Sabre Jr. should be 10th. And the reason being, he did only a few matches in WWE. So how he is up above Christian and Owen
Right.
is amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still I could deal with AJ because AJ can wrestle all styles and he's a better technical wrestler than people really give him credit for. I would have probably moved Benoit up a little higher. Definitely, I love Regal. Regal definitely was one hell of a wrestler. I would have actually probably put Benoit 3, William 4, and Brett 5. Um, Dean is Dean. Kurt, I don't have a problem with Kurt, but honestly, prime to prime, give me Daniels. I think Daniels would have tore him a new one in a head-to-head match.
Really?
Daniels knew so many more styles of grappling versus Angle. And again, it's no shot at Angle because he is a legitimate Olympian. But to me, Daniel closed his eyes and he would have tore. He should have been number one to me on that list.
Oh,
Really?
yeah,
See,
I'm
I
kind of
don't-
shocked too. I ain't gonna lie.
me too, because I see why you say it, but I don't personally, I don't look at him as a technical wrestler.
Yeah,
I don't
see.
know why. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what I would call him. I wouldn't really call him a high flyer either.
Well, and then you have one thing that I have to think about all of this too. They're saying WWE. He didn't
Right.
wrestle like he did in Ring of Honor before and AEW. His style in WWE was different. So as I can see why they had him number one, I when I look at those lists, I look at their whole entire body of work
Mhm.
versus just WWE. And for that fact, that's why I'm like, how does Zack Sabre Jr., who only wrestled in the Cruiserweight Classic, get above Christian and Owen?
Right.
Mhm.
What? But
Yeah.
again, I understand why they did the list the way they did it too.
Right. But well, you got to look at it too, because I got to looking at it, and whoever put that list together was using AI to do it because they had Chris Benoit as the Iceman. So
Right, right.
Oh God.
you got to love whenever people don't correct their AI work.
Yeah, don't know any better.
Right. All right. Now, this one I find interesting. I haven't heard anything else on this. So if you all have, please let me know. But everybody's seen Powerhouse Hobbs debut at the Royal Rumble, aka Royce Keys. Well, apparently he's in hot water because he lied to the WWE about how old he is. He told them he was in his 30s when he's actually in his 40s. And let's see, it says dude is actually in his 40s, only has 3 moves, and could already be on the outs with the WWE right after burning his bridge with AEW and Tony Khan. That's what you get when you betray the best wrestling company in the world, pal. Enjoy flipping burgers.
Oh shit.
So let me go ahead and get this rumor out to stop this rumor.
Yes, please, if you can, please do.
That is complete BS. They knew Hobbs' age. He is not in trouble with WWE. And matter of fact, while we're sitting here talking, he could be debuting on SmackDown right now. That is a complete false statement. They knew
Okay.
his age. He did not get in any trouble. It's another one like our favorite things of wrestling, the trollers, and you can easily see where they are AEW lover because he burnt his bridge with AEW. No, he didn't.
Well, I'm going to give you one guess as to what famous dirt sheet writer let that story out. Probably the most famous dirt sheet writer.
Oh, damn, what's the name?
Don't tell me Vince Russo.
Oh
No.
no. Oh, Dirty
Let's-
Dave.
Dave,
yeah.
Dave
Dave,
Meltzer.
Yep. Yep.
no,
Yep.
Yep.
no.
Yep.
Now, let me say this. There are dirt sheets and rumors and stuff, but and I know Dave is more, he leans towards AEW more, and I get that. But starting silly rumors like this does nobody no good because now you're sitting here making it seem. Now look, if you're any type of fan, you know WWE do prefer the younger talent, but they're still going to have. They see big things with him, and they love big guys. It's just a fact. Even though Vince is gone, they still love big guys. Look at Obafemi, of course, Brock Lesnar. So
Braun Breaker.
yes, it irritates me when people waste their time to start crap like this for no reason. And
Yep.
again, all of it has been proven that it's a bunch of crap.
Okay, so y'all have heard it here first, guys, from Professor Bear. This story is not true. He is not in any trouble. Which I was like, when I was looking at it, and because again, like I said, I couldn't find anything else about it, so I've been trying, kind of, keeping my ear to the grindstone to see if I heard anything else. But it was like, WWE is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They're going to do their homework.
Yeah.
If they want to know how old somebody is, you
Exactly.
telling me WWE can't pay somebody to find out how old somebody is? So I mean, yeah, it was kind of like, let's see where this plays out and see what happens.
And is age really that big a deal? Like, is it like the NFL after you hit 30, you just kind of go downhill or something, or 40 or whatever? I mean, like,
Well, and I think it's like this that they want a younger audience, so they want newer faces,
uh,
and their mentality is younger. You can teach and if get them to the next level, and
okay.
I mean, look, they still had AJ, they had Cena. You have all these. Look, Punk's your world champion.
Look at who's at the top of their roster all the
Exactly.
time. It's the older 40-year-old guys.
So,
Mm.
I mean, it is what it is, and this is the part of wrestling that gets on my nerves. That you start unnecessary rumors just to throw dirt at a company. Look, all these companies are are find themselves by screwing up. They don't need to with it.
Yep. Very true. Very, very true. Well, I'm going to change pace here. And I know this isn't exactly 100% wrestling related, but as everybody knows, this past few days ago, we lost James Vanderbeek, star of Dawson's Creek and Varsity Blues. Apparently, he was really good friends with Stacy Keebler,
Yeah, I saw the
and
picture of them together.
yeah, she wrote a letter to him. I guess kind of saying goodbye type thing. Uh, Posted the letter online. Um, she said that Stacy Keebler shares a heartfelt message following James Vanderbeek's passing. Spending these last days by your side was one of the greatest blessings of my life. I have never felt more grounded, more aware of how precious time truly is. When you understand that every moment matters, you stop rushing, you stop worrying about what's next. You simply sit, breathe, listen, and hold the hands that matter the most. You watch the sky shift colors and you let it shift something inside you too. In these final days, you taught me more about presence than I could have ever learned anywhere else. You showed me what faith really looks like, trusting God's plan even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. One evening, we watched the sunset together. You spoke about life, about hope, and about the promises that outlive us. We talked about how heavy this world can feel and how maybe heaven needed your strength now. As the sun disappeared, a shooting star crossed the sky, a quiet reminder that some things are bigger than our understanding. You were a gift, a devoted husband, an incredible father. The love of, and steadiness you gave Kimberly and your children was something beautiful to witness. Standing with your family during these sacred moments has been an honor I will never forget. You fought with grace, traveled through storms most people couldn't imagine, and somehow that warm smile never faded. Sorry, there's just a little bit more. She goes on to say, you brought light into so many lives, including mine, and while you may no longer be here in the way we wish, we already feel your spirit moving in powerful ways. Earth has lost someone remarkable, but heaven has gained something extraordinary. I will thank you every time the sky turns gold and dark, every time rainbow stretches across the horizon. I'll know you are there. If there's a lesson you've learned behind, if there's a lesson you leave behind, it's this: cherish the present, love fully, speak the words, trust God, even when the path doesn't make sense. Thank you for changing my heart. I will carry your light with me always. Rest in peace. I just thought that was, a beautiful thing to say to someone, leaving this earth sad, like I said, not fully wrestling related, but Stacy Keebler related. It's
Were
just
they
sad.
married?
No, no, no. They were just because that's
Just
what I
friends?
thought.
Okay,
That's
okay.
what I thought because I got to looking it up. I was like, I never heard Stacy Keebler was married to James Vanderbeek. Hey, lucky him if he was, but his wife was a lucky man. He was a lucky man anyway for the wife he did have and the children he had. And I hate to see his life has passed, but I just wanted to share that touching letter that she wrote to him. We will try to get something a little bit more upbeat here now. So everybody's talking. Well, not everybody, but this guy says CM Punk is cooking as world heavyweight champion. He's taken a filler feud with Finn Balor and made it must see TV. The world heavyweight title feels like the top prize in the WWE because Punk treats it that way. At this point, is he proving he really is the best in the world? Comments?
Um,
Uh, I'll let Professor Bear go first on this one.
so uh, let me start by saying I'm not a CM Punk fan, but I can respect the work that he's done. Now, with that being said, you've got to be kidding me to tell me that Punk is just that amazing. He is not. The, I definitely agree that the Finn Balor thing was wasn't that great. Now, have they made it super exciting? No. They made it like, okay, if it's on the pay per view, I won't necessarily go to the bathroom. That be my bathroom. But again, that title is not the top title. I don't care if Roman gets it; it's still not going to be the top title. It's the and even Roman, and I saw somebody make a meme of it when Roman said they had to come up with a secondary title because nobody could take the WWE title.
Yep.
It's still the second title. Drew McIntyre is doing much, much better with the title, in my opinion. Again, I'm not saying that the Punk thing is old and still he's trying his best, but we all when I think when like all of us, when we get to a certain point and we know wrestling pretty well, it's fillers. It's a filler match to Roman and him. They're making Finn look stupid. I'm sorry, because the only way to make this come out looking somewhat different is Finn wins the title off of him. Then it's a chaotic thing. Who knows where they would go? But I just I'm Monday nights are just if I never watch Raw, I won't be upset.
Uncle Slam.
I definitely don't think he's the best. I kind of agree with Professor Bear. You know, it's not the number one title. There's, you know, it's like 1A and 1B type deal, and it's definitely the B title. I don't think he's a scrub or anything. I definitely enjoyed him more when he was younger, as you know, definitely the ECW or when he first came to WWE. Um, I just don't think they have a lot going on. I mean, they have the talent. I just sometimes I don't think they know what to do with them as far as creatively. So they're just maybe trying something just to see what happens. Um, I definitely, like I said, he could. I, I don't hate the whole Finn Balor thing. I'm not that invested in it. I'm more, like I said, I'd be more Roman and him, of course, when it comes to WrestleMania, but I don't hate it. So I mean, it's all right with me and stuff. Like I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, yeah, kind of
Is
mid.
what it is right now.
Yeah. Kind of middle of the road type deal. I
So
can do with it, but I can do without it also.
is it me, or, and this is kind of an offshoot question, is it me, or have they taken what the Intercontinental title used to be as far as the working title and put it on the World Heavyweight title? Put that
I,
status onto it, because if you can hold that World Heavyweight title and people like it, then we'll give you a shot with the company title.
I can see that. I honestly can. Um, Again, no shade to really no shade to Punk, but yeah, he's just. And here's my whole big issue with WWE as a whole right now. You have champions that don't defend titles at all for a long
Preach,
period of time.
preach. Oh my God, yes.
And then because you have a world champion that he actually defends in a reasonable manner, you think, oh God, he's just a workhorse. No, you just the world women title needs to be stripped from Jade Cargill. You had the title for 100 days and you haven't defended it once.
Right.
Dom Mysterio has been hurt 2 to 3 times. You should have stripped.
Oh, we froze here.
It ain't just me, is it? Okay, good.
Okay. You're back. Let's see. Maybe Professor Bear will come back. Sorry, y'all. Have some technical difficulties right now.
It's definitely a Friday night here on Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc. This is the Havoc portion of the show. Just to let y'all know.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, to touch on what Professor Bear was saying, till he can get back in here to us, I agree with him. You know, we're used to the days whenever you would turn on Monday Night Raw and you were likely to see 2 or 3, maybe 4 title matches that night. You
Hmm.
know, and I mean, no, every match may not be a full match. Something may happen, and the a disqualification happens early in the match to where a match doesn't really happen, but you were getting that tease of it. At
Yeah.
least there was a storyline to be told for why that disqualification happened, or whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like, oh, man, why do we have to? There he is. He got back to us.
All right. He's back.
but
So,
welcome back, sir.
so I think something that's like, okay, I'm gonna wait and get this. So Uncle Slam, be ready because you're gonna be
Oh
next.
yeah. That's what I was just thinking. I was like, it didn't happen to him. It's happened to you. So it's got to be me next.
Well, it's okay, Professor Bear. I let everybody know this was the Havoc portion of Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc. So. But no, like I was saying, I definitely do think that it's time, my opinion, it's time to reduce the title count in the WWE. There's too many championships. You got too many championships, too much talent, and you can't spotlight it all. And because you can't spotlight it all, too much, like he was saying, Jade Cargill, 100 days, no title
Yeah,
defense. But yet we're not, it's almost like, the old school people who know the whole, you win a title, you're supposed to defend it every 30 days. That's the
yeah.
rule. That's the rule being a champion. That's a fighting champion. You defend at least once every 30 days. And if you
I think
don't, you get stripped.
Yeah, I think to kind of touch on like what y'all were saying, some about not, defending the title, and then you talking about back in the day, when we were watching Raw or SmackDown or the Monday Night Wars, you saw at least a couple titles every time they were. I think back then you kind of had to because it was so competitive. If you didn't have your champions, on TV, defending it, then it's like then the competition was, and then that was going to be more captivating than okay, well, I just got this other guy wrestling, but okay, well, the champ's wrestling over here. So I think they've got lost, or they kind of went away from it, or they just got too complacent, or they're like, okay, well, we have everything now. We don't really have to worry if we, put our champ out there. They have guaranteed contracts, so they're going, they're happy. They're going to get paid. They're not going to go anywhere.
The
But
real life competition made
yeah,
them spotlight their champions
yeah.
and
But
really
it's
think
almost
about who their champions were.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of kind of like the NBA. You know how they set their, how they're setting their talent. Sometime, everybody's kind of trying to tank. They're trying to keep all the, they're not trying to do so great so they can get the best talent. I think it's kind of like that. It's just there's just no urgency anymore and stuff. It's like WWE won, so they don't feel like they have to do as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Mhm.
are the the big boys, as they used to say back in the day. We're the number one, so we don't really have to worry. Like if we don't put our best show forward, then it don't really matter as much because you
You'll be
know
back next week.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no real other options besides maybe AEW or TNA, so it doesn't really matter. And TNA is pretty much like a kind of like a developmental of WE or a little offshoot or whatever. So I think it's kind of a sign of the times, but I would love for it to get back to where we would see titles at least, on Monday, SmackDown, Raw, or something. Like I said, I mean, it's just ridiculous. There's no way you should be able to go 100 days and not have a title match
I
with
agree,
all that talent
100%.
there. There's people just oozing out the locker rooms. Come on, you can't find somebody to have a match with.
Yep.
No,
The funny thing to me is, and I really hate to agree with this person, but I think Vince Russo said it the best. It's a prop. The WWE has made championships props and not championships anymore.
Yeah.
It's not there to show bad of sports. It's used to further a storyline along.
mm.
And one, and I agree with you. I agree with both of you actually. Like, I understand why you would feel like they need to decrease titles. But in the same token, if they do that, then they'll run back into the issue we don't have enough titles for the roster we have.
Decrease the roster.
Right. Then on top of that, the problem with the women's title is you taking all your main hot single stars and made them a tag team to elevate your tag team titles.
Yep.
Now you don't have anybody to fight for the world title, the U.S. title, and that's a problem. And
Well, it's almost like when they did that. Sorry, didn't mean to cut
no,
you
no,
off,
go ahead.
but to build on what you were saying, when they did that, started taking all their single stars and putting them in the tag team division, they didn't prop up the next wave enough yet to where the next wave is at that level that Charlotte and Becky and Bailey and all them were at 5 years ago. It's just, they didn't, Raquel's, the Stephanies, and all them. They don't have them up there yet to start throwing those titles and letting them carry the division. So they pulled the trigger way too quick.
I think the biggest problem is you have all that talent. You have to move up talent and make it mean something. Because again, this when they had no other secondary titles for women, and you only had the world title, I was so dismissive of anyone being a world champion. I'm like, okay, you don't have any other title to go for, so why should I be impressed?
Right,
That you're world champion. No shade to any of the women, but this is what the box they put them in. So now you put secondary titles, which I think is fantastic. You give other women who are not ready for that world title run, they can run with the US title or the Intercontinental title. Well, then let's take these two and put them in a tag team. Well, we don't want to feud with them. Let's put them in a tag team. You got to balance. Everything calls for a balance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem, I think, is the main problem with WWE. They do not know how to balance. They always putting their eggs in one basket, and then as soon as the scale flips upside down, then they're wondering why is that? I claim it. Well, because you took your top and put them here. Take some. If you're gonna do that, make the NXT women move up so you can have a decent amount of challengers to continue making it feel worth it. Again, and like when you have like one thing, the tag titles, Raw, it don't. I could go look. I could take a broom and we can go win the Raw tag titles.
Yeah,
because their tag team division over there sucked.
Yeah, it's like garbage.
I made a joke months ago when Vipress was still with us. She was talking about a tag team match and how the tag team titles were being defended. And I looked up at her and I said, Raw has tag team titles? And she was like, "Yeah," and she didn't get that I was being facetious,
sarcastic. Yeah,
but it is. It's sad how much they have just totally obliterated that whole division too. But that's a whole nother show in and of itself. The whole tag team division.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next one, I don't know if y'all have seen this, but there's been a pretty big injury. Braun Breaker is out.
Oh,
he had to have surgery on a hernia that is apparently, from the way I read it, he was trying to rehab it and stuff and everything without surgery, and something happened, and there's just no possible way of doing it. He had to have surgery, and he's going to be out for a while, so that's going to throw some kinks in a few plans.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of that's happening to the Vision. You had Seth Rollins, and now you got Braun Breaker, so it's like, got to pivot.
Vision's looking a little blurry, man.
I
know. I do not want to be a part of the Vision. No, thank you.
No.
Leave me in catering. I'm okay with catering.
Right. They walk up to Maven and they're like, "Hey, man, we got this great opportunity for you. What is it? We're going to put you in the Vision, man, with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed." No, thanks, man. I'm eating this chicken right here, man. Still working on my chicken and rice right here, man. So I think Eugene said he needed to do something tonight.
And see, this is the point that I said many of times, this is what happens when you do not elevate your mid card talent to a point where they could legitimately step up to the main event scene. Now you got to pivot again, and that's part of wrestling. Injuries happen. That's
Exactly.
not their fault, but not being prepared for it. Yes, that's their
That's
fault.
company's fault.
Yes, and again, and legitimately he tried to soldier through it. From everything I've read and
Yep.
heard, he's been hurt for a while, and and then it made sense. You could tell they were trying to protect him. They didn't let again. Sometimes they don't let spoilers out, guys and girls. Sometimes they're able to keep it internal. That's
Right.
why when people were pissed off that he got hurt I mean, got kicked out of the Royal Rumble, he was hurt. We didn't know that. So, I understand that they do things with us without us knowing. And sometimes we have to not jump to conclusion before we know all the facts.
I think the bad thing, I don't think it was so much that he didn't make it into the Rumble. I think it was just how it was all pulled off. I think it just felt cheap and generic. I don't know. That's just
Right,
me.
because he got put out so quick, or because he was like number two and he went out number
I
one.
think it was just the masked figure thing. Oh, here we go again with this. They're gonna flip the script on them. The masked figure thing didn't really go over well the first time. Nobody gives a crap that Austin Theory is the new guy. Everybody thought that this Austin Theory coming was just going to change his whole momentum. He was going to be this. It was going to project him into being this new main event guy. He's going to be the new leader of the Vision. Blah blah blah, and he's just Austin Theory with a buzz cut and that wears black all the time now. I mean, it's just. I'm sorry, I don't care. It's Austin Theory. I just don't
Yeah,
care.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
I mean,
Uh,
at the end of the day,
a- a- Again, this is what happens when you don't build people up because
yes.
the now and from the rumors I've heard, that's going to be Seth Rollins, and that's going to be to take Seth and Braun to wrestle at WrestleMania if Braun can recover in time.
Right.
Um,
But that's the thing. You can't sit for 3 years and make somebody a complete clown and a complete goof, and then turn around and expect people to take him serious because he left TV for 3 or 4 months and got a new wardrobe and a haircut and
can I
you
ask a
know
question?
a can of tuna. Now
Can,
he's a wrestler.
can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Um,
sir. Yes, sir.
how long have you watched WWE?
Since probably eight, right around the time Hulkamania started.
Okay.
I can't
I mean,
say that I remember watching when he won the title from the Iron Sheik when it happened, but it's about a year or two later.
okay. How many times have you seen them turn the Big Show?
I know it.
So my point is,
I mean, it's
they
been a career
look.
changing from heel to
I will tell you like this: when they turned Natty against I can't
Maxine Dupree.
yes,
yeah.
when they
Yeah.
changed it against Maxine, I got on my Facebook page and like, oh my God, did y'all see history in the making? Nobody knew what I was talking about. Then I said, Natty officially beat Big Show in face and heel turn.
That's great. That is absolutely great.
Oh, they they think we're stupid. Well,
Right.
no, I won't even say they think we're stupid. They just whatever they need, they do, and think that we're gonna go along with it. And
Well,
I
and I
mean,
think that's the thing, though. Sometimes we do, and if we do,
Yeah.
it works, and they go with it. And if we don't go along with it, then it's just okay. Well, scratch it, throw it to the garbage, and let's do something else.
well, and that's the thing when you don't have a lot of option.
Right.
You got to make it work the best you can work. And again, I'm not sitting here trying to proclaim I would be the greatest booker ever and wouldn't make mistakes or anything like that. Because again, injuries are just a part of the game. But you can be prepared if something happens. That's where you make sure you have a strong mid card just in case you have to move one up because somebody got hurt. This is something that's, I find, is wrestling 101 with your talent. And I've been blessed to hear promoters tell people, be ready. Be ready. You never know. What's that old saying? You never go anywhere as a wrestler without your wrestling gear.
Right. You don't
Be
see
ready.
if you're
got
the
to
third
have
quarterback on the bench, know where your helmet is.
exactly.
You know,
Be ready.
so on and so forth.
And that's what I'm not mad at WWE. I think it's funny on a lot of things, but it is what it is. And if their ratings suck, it's their own fault.
Yep. We'll call that the Tom Brady syndrome. Be ready.
Oh, God.
We'll call it that just to make Uncle Slam mad.
Well, then that means he's probably cheated to get there then.
It's all right. He knew how to play the role of a heel.
True. He will always be my number one heel. I promise you.
You can't tell me that Bill Belichick isn't the Bobby Heenan of your existence when it comes to football.
I agree.
All righty. Getting to my last couple of stories here before we get into these results of the shows. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but this is an article I found. I don't know if you all have seen this, but basically Ric Flair is talking about coming out of retirement.
Wow.
He's wanting to wrestle one more match, and he's trying to get Ricky Morton to wrestle it with him.
I don't want to see this. No offense. I mean,
right.
I'm tired of, I was tired of looking at his titty shake back in the day. I don't want to see him shake right now anymore. I like Ric Flair. I want to remember him in a good way, not 80 trying to wrestle. Just no.
Wear your little weird suits you wear now, because them suits are loud as hell. But I don't know what's going on with them suits, man. Them suits look like a slug crawled all over it, but whatever. It's Ric Flair. Do your thing, Rick. Get your alligators moving. Slap him shoulder, style profile, walk that aisle, smoke your weed, sell your weed, do all the stuff you do. But please, for God's sake, don't get back in the ring. I think I speak for every wrestling fan and every Ric Flair fan. We love you, Nate. We don't want to see it. I know you've got a love for it. If you've got a love that much for it, I promise. March 13th, WWE 2K26 comes out. Get that, man. Start you up a universe and go ham on that thing. Become the 80-time world champion if you want to. But for the love of God, do not do this.
So
over.
I've seen the article. I saw Charlotte's response to this, and I can truly say there's not a lot of things I agree with Charlotte about. But this, me and Charlotte on the same page. Absolutely not. No. And I have a friend that is real close to Ricky Morton. And that friend of mine made a comment that Ricky said, yeah, no, it's no way. Because first off, Rick couldn't be sober to have a match.
Oh.
Two, that Rick, he'll be afraid getting in the ring, his pacemaker will stop.
He had a heart attack in his last match.
Oh
Yes.
no, just stop. Just
Ric
see
Flair,
that's enough right
did you
there.
not hear that? Ric
He
Flair was
literally
waiting
had
on the
heart attack.
apron to tag in and was
Yes.
having a heart attack. They
Oh,
thought he was
God.
falling asleep. He wasn't falling asleep. He was
dying.
dying. He was literally dying, waiting for a hot tag. This man was waiting for a hot tag to heaven. I mean,
Oh God.
it don't make no sense.
Let,
Sit down somewhere.
let
Do
me
a
say this.
podcast.
Yeah,
Let me
there you
say
go.
this.
Do a podcast. Sit your ass down. Shit.
Let me say this.
We need to get him and
That's
Bill
the-
Maher together.
He
Bill
does
Maher.
not know anything else but being Ric Flair at this point.
It's true.
It's so sad that he's lost the person that he was born to be for this lifestyle that he can't do anything else. These are the things Ric Flair does. Number one, gets drunk.
Yep.
Number two, gets married.
Yep.
Number three, woo! Them are the three things Rick does.
You forgot to put partying in there
Oh yeah, yeah.
because you got party in between them weddings.
Right, right. And
I think
that's
I think he has the wedding just for the party.
It could be because he's talking about getting married again.
Yep.
Oh, hell no.
And here's the thing, I truly understand that it's hard. Anything you stop. I've seen my parents having to retire, and my father still got up early in the morning because he was just accustomed to it. My mother, she was out in the garden doing her thing because she was accustomed to it. Hell, I had to retire because of my back, and I got used. Even though I complained about it and bitch, I was used to working, so now I can't work. So what can I do? I've been blessed to find something that I love to talk about and do with podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people can't do that. My mother now is in a nursing home. My mother loves being outside. Well, she has Alzheimer's. They can't let her go outside that often. So again, I get it. I get the challenge of not being able to do what you've been able to do most of your life.
Mm-hmm.
But man, be a manager. That's what you can do. Manage somebody. Be a commentator.
Yep.
Hell, start a wrestling league. You used to losing money. Start one. But do not and this is not even on Ric Flair. This is on any promoter. Any promoter, booker, if you help Ric Flair get a match, we should find you and kick your ass. I'm apologizing for cussing, but that's what we should do. It's not
I
Rick,
100% agree.
it's whoever lets him do this.
You have to protect the people that you're putting in your ring.
And you know that man is not capable. No. And look,
he won't protect himself from himself.
I've seen Rick work out. Rick still is a monster with working out. This is just him. But it's a difference between working out and getting physical. You can't do it. And if we in the wrestling community have to protect Ric Flair from himself, I know everybody agrees with me. We will do it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. How old is Rick anyway? I mean, he's got to be pushing like
78.
Yeah, I knew he was pushing 80.
Oh, hell no.
It makes no sense. It does, like I said, it doesn't need to happen. He literally had a heart attack his last match. He almost died. like 10 years ago. You know, instead of here's my question is and I agree with you with what you said earlier is he doesn't know how to be anything but Ric Flair. Richard Fleer died a long time ago. And because of that, he doesn't know how to just go home
He,
because he's never had a home. He's always been Ric Flair on the road. His family had a home because he bought them one.
yeah,
But as far as, him having a home, that stopped when he left his mom and dad's house. He became Ric Flair. I have to be on the road. I have to live this lifestyle. So it's like he's not going to be able to at 78 years old go back to just being Richard Fleer. So somebody has got to step in and stop him and again protect him from himself because he's obviously not going to. And I for one do not want to pay money and go to a wrestling show and watch a legend die in the ring, not because of the fact that an accident happened in the ring, just because of the fact that he didn't know when to stop climbing through those ropes.
we have to protect him from himself, and we as the fans, if someone gets in like, hey, we're gonna book this, we need to boycott them.
I agree.
I mean,
100.
just like, nope, no, sir. We will not spend any money. That's why his original opponent would. That's why Ricky Steamboat wouldn't wrestle him.
Yep. And see, it almost touches on what we talked about last week on our recap show. I brought up the fact that last week that Real American Beer is now dropping Hulk Hogan as their mascot, ambassador, whatever you want to call it. Why? Because he's dead now and he can't make appearances. So you're not going to make money off of him. So let's pivot and go somewhere else. I'm like, no, man. These are people who are they've all messed up. Everybody is a human being. We've done episodes on Hulk Hogan and, just different, touched on the different things and the controversies and everything. I don't know the man. I don't know his heart, but I'm going to go just based on the wrestling world. I'm going to leave everything else, to the side and go just based on the wrestling world that these people are icons in this business. Let's protect them and not watch them die in front of us because we just wanted one more match. I mean,
But I don't even think it would be a good match. I mean, think about it. I mean, they're old. They're
right.
almost
What can
80.
you do?
Like, yeah, what can you really do? Like, a couple chops, some woos.
I mean, and it's no offense to them because
Yeah.
again, they were great in their time. I'm 48 years old. I wouldn't get up very quick if I tried to drop kick somebody.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could probably get up and do it, but I don't want to because I know the impact falling is going to hurt. So let's just leave that to the pros and let's find something else to do,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Open up an indie promotion, FWF, Blair Wrestling Federation.
Hell, do like Bradshaw. Go to all these fan fests.
Yeah.
We would love to talk to you and see you drunk. I mean,
Right. Could you imagine a 4 horseman retirement tour? The money that would bring as far as like a Comic-Con type thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Not wrestling matches, not wrestling matches or nothing like that, but a Comic-Con tour like that. Could you imagine that? Just have them up on stage, have a big audience in an auditorium, get microphones and let the audience ask questions, blah, blah, blah. They'd make tons of money.
hell, Owen and Tully are doing that now. on the Four Horsemen Network.
Yeah.
I mean, Flair, Flair needs to get over there. Maybe Burry, maybe JJ. Like you said, that'd be money making. You still out reliving the old times, and people will still love you for that. It
Yep.
would be great. I
I
would
think it would.
I would pay for it.
I would too. I'd pay in a heartbeat to go
Yeah,
sit
yeah,
down for
definitely.
2 hours, listen to them talk. Well, all right, we got to hurry up here. I didn't realize what time it's getting away from us here, Uncle Slam.
Yeah, I was gonna
Uh,
say, yeah.
I was gonna say the last story, so keep your eyes out. Is here in a few days. I don't know if y'all seen this, but Janelle Grant is going to be speaking out for the first time. The woman who has the lawsuit against Vince McMahon for the sexual misconduct and all that stuff and everything.
Yeah.
She's going to be speaking out here in the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled. We don't know what she's going to say, how she's going to say it, whatever. I mean, I'm sure more is going to come out than what we knew or what we didn't know, but keep your eyes well, not eyes, because your eyes ain't going to hear nothing, but your ears will. Keep your ears down, listen, and check it out. But yeah, I'm going to get into the first three and get this going because we got some guests waiting on the other line. Actually, they're friends of Professor Bears here. We got Grappling Inc., Titan Troy, and Brox Boulder coming in to talk a little NWO with us. On NWA Power on February 10th, the results we had Brian Idol, the champion, defeating Carnage to retain the NWA World Television Championship. The Hex, Allison Kay, and Marty Bell defeated TVMA, Tiffany Nevis, I guess is how you say her name, and Valentina Rossi won the NWA World Tag Team Championships. Carson Bartholomew Drake defeated Alex Misery in a no limits match. Natalia Markova, I don't know what I was thinking there, what I seen. Natalia Markova, she's a champion, defeated Giselle Shaw, retaining the NWA Women's World Championship. The Slime Balls, Sage Chance, and Tommy Rance, the champions, defeated the Country Gentlemen, AJ and Casey Kazana, which we are in the process of trying to get them on the show as well, retaining the NWA United States Tag Team Championships. Jumping over to AEW Dynamite, I can't spell that. I can't say that. Thekla.
Heckler.
Okay, see, this is why we need people like Professor Bear here because he's a big AEW guy. Defeated Chris Statlander to win the AEW Women's World Championship in a strap match.
Oh,
Yeah. Kyle Fletcher defeated Tommaso Ciampa to become the new AEW TNT champion. John Moxley, Pac, and Claudio Castagnoli defeated Josh Alexander, Konosuke. Is that
Oh gee, my brain just went blank on me.
Konosuke Takashita? I guess is how you say it. I'm terrible at this, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. And Mark Davis in a trios match. The Young Bucks won the number one contenders triple threat tag team match against the Rascals and a mystery team to earn a shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles. Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland brawled all over the arena in a heated non-title skirmish segment. The key outcomes from this show were that one person that I can't say their name, that Tequila, is now AEW Women's World Champion. Kyle Fletcher heads into Grand Slam Australia as TNT Champion. And the Young Bucks will challenge for the AEW World Tag Team Championships.
One quick thing.
Oh, go ahead.
One quick thing. The mystery team was Private Party. That was their first match since January of last year when they dropped the AEW title, which everybody thought they were going to end up going to WWE.
Okay. And over on Collision, the Young Bucks defeated Gates of Agony to move towards tag title opportunity. Kevin Knight defeated Scorpio Sky. Mina Shirakawa defeated Viva Van. Wheeler Yuta and Mariana Shafir defeated Zayden Steele and Dante Martin in a mixed tag team match. Let's see here what we got here going. TNA match results: Nick Namath defeated Rick Swan in a singles match. Mara Sade defeated Ryan Namath in an Albuquerque street fight. That was a crazy match. I watched that. Uh, the System defeated Mike Santana, Moose, and the Hardys. In an 8-man tag, the System hit a Fire Thunder driver on Jeff Hardy for the win. And that is all the results I have. You got anything, Uncle Slam?
All right, let me shoot real quick. Let's see. On Raw, we had the tag team champs that nobody cares about. The Usos versus the Alpha Academy. And like I said, nobody really cared. Of course, the Usos won. No real surprise there. Then we had one of the qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber match for the women's, which had Rhea Ripley, Laura Valkyrie, and Ivy Niles, which, of course, Rhea won. And then we had Maxine Dupree versus Natty. And it was, I think they both got DQ'd, honestly, or counted out. So no winners there or whatever. Then we had Devon Evans with the original El Grand Americano versus Rayo and Bravo. And, of course, Devon Evans and them won. But I just want to highlight this. Devon Evans, this man is amazing. He hit that cutter from the other side of the ring.
Yes.
Like mid-air. Like
Yes.
probably one of the best cutters that I've seen in a long time. Like that boy, he's special. Like give him time, he's going to be something special. Definitely. And the other qualifying match was LA Knight versus Austin Theory and Penta. And with a little assistance from the Masked Man, LA Knight won. Let's see. SmackDown. Obviously, it's not tonight. This is last week's SmackDown. We had a tag team match between Rio, which of course is Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. They won. Oh, I'm sorry. They went against. What is their name here? Oh, Julia and Kia James. Then we had Carmelo Hayes versus The Miz, which Carmelo Hayes won. Then we had the other qualifying match with pitted Chelsea Green, Trish Stratton, and Lash Legends, which Tiffany Stratus came out at the end. And then we had Kit Wilson basically do an open challenge or this little toxic thing, and Obafemi came down and pretty much squashed him. It was a squash match. I think it was less than 2 minutes. It really was. And let's see, we had Shinsuke Naka versus Tonga. I know I'm butchering this name. Tonga?
Tamatonga.
Yeah, Tonga. Defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. And let's see. We had the other qualifying match would put Aleister Black, Randy Orton, and Soa Sokola, which Randy Orton won that. And then there was NXT. We had Jade Parker versus Blake Monroe, which was a double count out. Then there was L Knight versus Josh Bridges in the speed tournament, which L Knight won. Tony D versus Dark State, but that really wasn't a match. That was just him just pretty much beating the shit out of all of them. Joe Henry, the new like NXT champ, defended his championship against Jackson Drake, which is actually the champion of Evolve Wrestling.
Yes.
So a nice little cross promotion there too. I kind of, like I said, I really do like when they go to TNA or Evolve.
Yeah, but Evolve is owned by WWE.
Oh, is it for real?
Yeah.
See,
it's just another developmental thing.
So it's like AAA. It's like
TNA. It's just another title to add to the show.
Subsidiary. And then we had what was this? It was a tag team match. It was Soruka, and I'm going to butcher her partner's name. Is Zarya?
You got that.
You got it.
I got it. Versus Kendall Gray and Wrench Sinclair, but there was special stipulation. Whoever pinned the other team, they were the number one contenders, which Soruka won, so she's the number one contender for the women's. And that is it.
Sounds like an eventful week in wrestling. And as everybody knows, SmackDown's going on right now, so we'll let you know the results of that next week. Before we get out of here, Professor Bear, I just had a message sent to me, and I had an invite extended to you from Grappling Inc. and Uncle Slam. If it's okay with you, Grappling Inc. said they would like for Professor Bear to stick around for the NWO show.
Hey, I'm down. More the merrier.
So if you've got time, sir, we would more than welcome to have you back here in just a few minutes.
Definitely.
Sounds good then. Well, guys, we're going to get out of here and end this one. The recap show is over. Referees hit that damn 3 count, so we're going to ring that damn bell. We'll see you in about 5. Ring the damn bell.